Genes are passed down from parents to offspring,
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring,
often determining traits like hair color,
personality, and even eye color.
and even eye color.
My genes are blue.
My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Wake up! I'm f***ing feral today.
White people, do not go to your black, your indigenous, your immigrant, your queer, and ask for, help with it.
Men, all of you.
These are the faces of Antifa protesters. What do you notice? Obesity, face tattoos, weird hair, flat, square heads, pale, nasally faces, the blank stare of a 60 IQ special ed dropout. I'm not just saying this to be mean and depict my enemies as ugly soy jacks. I mean, they are ugly soy jacks, and that's funny, but there's a deeper truth here. The fact that so many leftists are ugly, disgusting freaks actually tells us a lot about the evolutionary origins of leftism. These are the faces of the French Revolution. Jean-Paul Marat, Georges-Jacques Danton, Maximilien Robespierre. Again, what do you notice? They were all incredibly ugly. Robespierre suffered from ulcers, yellow skin, terrible eyesight, severe nosebleeds, twitching eyes and mouth, and outbreaks of skin disease. The Dauphin, by contrast, the young French prince whose family was murdered by these revolutionaries, had fair skin and striking blue eyes. Robespierre locked him in a dark, dirty cell. He suffered neglect, deprivation, and according to some accounts, sexual abuse, and eventually died in captivity. Leftism is the rule of the ugly and the destruction of the beautiful. Imagine you're a Russian farmer and you work really hard on your farm. You wake up every morning before dawn and work all day making sure to tend the soil just right. Your neighbors, however, are lazy and stupid. They never wake up on time, they always mess up their fields, and they barely even try. When harvest comes, you have a rich and bountiful crop and you make a lot of money. Enough to buy a nicer home for your family and maybe even travel to Europe. But imagine that your lazy neighbors get jealous. It's not fair. Why do you have so much grain and we have hardly any? You must be taking advantage of us. Now, imagine that the government takes their side. The state takes away your farm and all your land and splits it up between your lazy neighbors. When you try to fight back, they send you to a concentration camp in Siberia. That's the story of the kulaks. When the communists took over Russia, they murdered the successful and intelligent peasants in the name of equality. They also murdered the aristocrats. Tsar Nicholas II, along with his children and even his dogs, was murdered in cold blood. As Spandrel writes, the early Soviet Union promoted minorities, women, sexual deviants, atheists, cultists, and every kind of weirdo. Everybody but intelligent conservative Russians of good families. Communism is exactly what you'd expect if all the most pathetic, lazy, stupid people took over the government. Wealth was taken away from the enterprising and successful and given to the pathetic, the failures. But the Soviets didn't just kill humans.
I think of you all the time. Now that you're gone, I've been doing all kinds of drugs to get you out of my mind. 'Cause I noticed you don't like me no more.
The Bourzoi are an old Russian dog breed known for their intelligence and their gentle, timid, quiet demeanor. They were the favorite dogs of the Russian aristocracy, a symbol of elegance, purity, and tradition. When the communists took over, they started slaughtering the Bourzoi. So many were killed that the breed almost went extinct, and these beautiful dogs only exist today because they were smuggled across the borders to Germany. Why? Why were these communists so bitter and so cruel that they massacred gentle, innocent dogs? Ted Kaczynski wrote that the defining feature of leftist psychology is their inferiority complex. They are plagued by, quote, low self-esteem, feelings of powerlessness, depressive tendencies, defeatism, guilt, self-hatred, etc. That's why they're so obsessed with minorities and women and disabled people. They view these groups as weak and it reminds them of their own weakness. In reality, of course, most minorities, women, and disabled people are perfectly happy and successful. But leftists actually prefer to imagine them as weak and oppressed because it makes them feel better about themselves. That's also why they hate capitalism. Capitalism is, fundamentally, competition. That means winners and losers. The leftists know that they will always be the losers. They hate anything strong and successful, whether that's Western civilization, masculinity, or strength. That's why they say that working out is fascist. Seeing you be strong and healthy makes them seethe, because they know deep down that they are weak and sickly. They view your confidence as arrogance. They view your happiness as gloating. Leftists don't like to see beautiful things. They prefer the company of ugly things. They live in the shadows, in the twisted, perverted world of ugliness for its own sake. That's why they like weird, disgusting modern art. Whether it's a crucifix soaked in urine, a toilet on the wall, or random blotches of paint, they like it precisely because it's ugly. The uglier the better. That's why they like disgusting, gory horror movies, or weird, perverted movies like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They want to watch the ugly, the dirty, the sickly triumph over the healthy and the beautiful. They feel a twisted sense of pleasure when the sewer monster tears the guts out of an attractive teenage girl, or when the transvestite alien seduces and corrupts a wholesome young couple. If you ever visit a haunted house, you will see that everyone there is a quintessential socialist. Pale, overweight, ambiguously gendered creeps with nose rings and face tattoos. I actually highly recommend you go do this. Go visit a haunted house. It's a very interesting sociological experiment. These people glory in ugliness. They mutilate their own bodies with rings and spikes. The women shave their heads. They intentionally make themselves hideous. When confronted with the pure, the bright, the wholesome, they hiss and shriek like vampires in the sunlight. Physiognomy is real, man. Have you noticed that attractive people tend to be smarter, kinder, more enjoyable? There are exceptions, to be sure, but a lot of ugly people are very bitter and snarky. There's an evolutionary reason for that. In nature, the strong man has an incentive to be kind and uplift his tribe because his genes will be passed on by most of the women. But a weak, ugly man has very little chance of passing on his genes. His only shot at rising through the hierarchy is to tear down the strong men, to hurt them and make them weak. By the way, this is why when you start working out and eating healthy, you just automatically become more based. Your physiology changes. You identify more with the higher man, with greatness and strength. You start to believe in competition and conquest because you know that you have a chance at victory. But those who are failures in the social hierarchy, who are at the bottom of the lobster pile, try to tear down everyone above them like crabs in a bucket. They instinctively hate and fear anything perceived as normal, healthy, strong, or beautiful. Nietzsche called this resentment. As Spandrel writes, socialism is catnip because it promises status to people who deep down know they shouldn't have it. As evil as that is, it's actually a very good political strategy. The more repulsive, pathetic, and disgusting someone is, the more valuable they are as part of your political faction. Why? Because the private sector doesn't want them. As Chris Rock would tell you, a man is only as loyal as his options. The stupidest, laziest, most repulsive and obnoxious people are the most loyal party members you could possibly have because they have no other options. Without the party, they'd be banished from civilized society and probably overdose in some STD-infected alley. But the party gives them welfare and fake jobs in human resources and forces all the smart, capable, talented people to treat them as equals. The ideal party member is someone with nothing else going for him, someone for whom the best thing that ever happened to him was joining the party. This, of course, is the reason behind Larry Oster's first law of minority relations. The worse a group behaves, the more the left likes them. That's why the left doesn't really care about Asian Americans. Chinese or Japanese people don't get the same special treatment and privilege. They're treated almost as badly as white people. Why? Because Asian immigrants are hardworking and intelligent. They don't need the welfare state and the HR gynocracy giving them fake jobs and fake money. We are living in a kakistocracy, the rule of the dregs. Our tyrants are not egomaniacal psychopaths like Nero or Caligula. That would honestly be better. But the welfare state is even worse. It forces us, the smart, capable, driven citizens, to give our money to the lazy, stupid dregs of society. Welfare sucks for so many reasons. It creates an insanely inefficient bureaucracy. It tears down communities and family hierarchies. In the old days, if your house burned down, you relied on your family and church to take care of you. But now, the impersonal, abstract government does it instead. So that sense of fraternity is lost. But the most fundamental problem with welfare is that it incentivizes weakness and failure. It causes the stupidest, ugliest, most worthless people to proliferate. It's very simple. When you subsidize something, you get more of it. If you give money to unemployed people, more people are going to be unemployed. If you give money to single mothers, more people are going to become single mothers. What does welfare reward? Poverty. You're literally paying people to make stupid decisions, to waste their money, and to quit their jobs. Welfare doesn't mean less poor and homeless people, it means more, because being poor or homeless is less painful. The rich, meanwhile, produce less because they don't get to keep as many of the rewards. So society as a whole becomes poorer. The very problem that welfare was supposed to cure becomes worse. This doesn't just hurt the economy, it hurts our culture. It encourages stupidity, wastefulness, and high time preference. It causes infantilization and decivilization. By the way, just so we're clear, this is true for all government programs. Food stamps, state healthcare, social security, disability payments, it all has to go. If you give money to disabled, diseased, or insane people, you decrease the costs of having those conditions, meaning people will be less careful to avoid them and try less hard to overcome them. As Hoppe writes in Democracy the God That Failed, civilization and culture do have a genetic biological basis. The genetic quality of the population has most certainly declined. Indeed, how could it not when success is systematically punished and failure rewarded? Whether intended or not, the welfare state promotes the proliferation of intellectually and morally inferior people, and the results would be even worse were it not for the fact that crime rates are particularly high among these people and that they tend to eliminate each other more frequently. These are exciting times. The channel is growing. People are waking up. The masses are becoming Arthur Greenwood pilled. But we still have a long way to go. My last channel was demonetized, and they might do the exact same thing to this one. So, if you like what I do and you want to help me out, if you want to help my channel grow, there are 4 things you can do. 1. Leave a comment. Just say anything, literally anything, and that will be a huge help for the algorithm. 2. Send the video to a friend. I know you have some normie friend who needs to hear this. 4, most importantly, consider joining my Patreon. You'll get access to the Arthur Greenwood archive, where you can watch my really controversial videos that I can't put on YouTube, including my really old videos from when I was like a democratic Vaushite socialist. There's even the hour-long debate I had about anarcho-capitalism. You'll also get to join our members-only Discord server, where you can talk with me and the boys about life and politics and history. It's a great time. We have weekly phone calls, and I have genuinely become really good friends with some of the guys in the server. Because we have to stick together, you know? It's rough out there. We need networks of highly disciplined, highly intelligent men. If you want to join my network, all it costs is $1 a month. That adds up to $12 a year, which is nothing. That's less than an hour of work. And in exchange, you get to be my friend forever. What's up, boys? Coming to you now from the evil Santa cave. We got the evil red lights. We got the evil Santa hat. What else do we have? We got some nice posters over here. Star Wars, Nixon. We got, oh, Teddy Roosevelt. We got Yakub. The whole place is decked out. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. And thank you to my beautiful patrons. Beautiful segue. Harry, Hartwell, OP, Gerald, Anthony, Nolan, Techno Fausti and Half Buckeye, Killian, he's super jacked, Total Mogger, Jax GM, Will, Rock Bullet, Trigon, the Zylex, Kozaru98, Missing Person, Michael Evans, the Fiery One, NSA Watchless Bait, AA Gaming, Macaroni, Reed O'Brien, Curious Leftist. Curious Leftist, I have not heard from you. Are you even in the server? We should talk more. I think that could be quite interesting. Samarcam19er, Joe Ariso, Webb, Nihilus is here, Nick Duncason, Baldrick, Total Nicked Elmo, Philip von Filbert, King Crypto, Maxim Gruner, Sun Tzu, Larry O'Cannon, Mount Maxito, Eric DeMollet, Rodney, Hossboss, Brandon, Voidborn, Danis the Manus, Seb, Sebastian Martinez, Jake, Mark, Aiden Carter, Rest in peace, Temp. Temp left me because of my philo-Semitism. Alas. We have sacrificed for the cause. Listen, you people think I'm being paid $7,000 by the Israel lobby. It's not true. I'm actually losing money because of my nuanced take on Israel. So that's how you know I'm a true believer. You know, I'm willing to lose patrons. I'm willing to lose subscribers for what I view as the truth, for human decency, basic freaking human decency. So rest in peace, Temp. Mehdi, Ben, Karthik. Karthik recently converted, so I'm super happy about that. And I played a small but important role in all of that, so I feel especially happy. It's Christmas season, you know, it's time to come back to the church, everyone. We're going to talk more about Christianity soon. I just filmed the Why I'm a Christian video. I just need to film the part that's a collab, so it's going to be good. I want you all to be my brothers, not only in the movement, not only in the cause, but also in Christ. So we can all celebrate Christmas together, you know, because it's not really fun unless you got all the boys drinking hot cocoa, singing Christmas carols, you know. It's not fun to sing about the three wise men and the angels and the shepherds unless you really believe it's true, because it is true. It is history. It's historical fact. Zakiya, Ben, Wesley, Dan, Honorary A, Christian, Konchanak, and TDW. That's it, folks. See you next time. Love you all. Mwah.